Morning, everyone. Just a happy warrior today on behalf of Cut, Cap, and Balance. You know, the House has done its job. You know, we've given the president an increase in the debt ceiling of $2.4 trillion, which would take us at least the next 18 months. For that, we're asking for real cuts in spending and a balanced budget amendment. So the House has done its job. And I hope the Senate will do theirs. And if they don't like our version of cut, cap, and balance, guess what? That's what the legislative process is for. They can amend it. They can change it. They can send it back over to the House. And frankly, they ought to take action on that bill. With regard to yesterday, I'm going to say it one more time. There was no agreement, publicly, privately, never an agreement, and frankly, not close to an agreement. And so I would just suggest that it's going to be a hot weekend here in Washington, D.C.
Morning. I just want to echo what the Speaker said. You know, I know that the American people are tired and they want to see result. They want to see resolution to this debt ceiling issue and want to see really some productivity here in Washington. And if you look at it, we've done and continue to do the work of the American people in the House. We've sent a budget. We've passed our budget. We've sent jobs bills over to the Senate. We have passed a bill that deals with the problem facing this country in the debt ceiling discussion and cut, cap, and balance. What has the Senate done? When is Harry Reid going to put forward his ideas? You know, Harry Reid keeps saying that somehow the House won't work with him. Where are his ideas? When is the Senate going to act? When is it that they're going to show the American people they're willing to do the job that they were sent here to do?
You heard from the Speaker and the leader, and you might hear the same thing from all of us, because this conference is very, very united. It's not just a Republican conference. We've had a short opportunity for the American public to see what cut, cap, and balance is all about. You look at the CNN poll, when they look at the debt limit, they want to see a balanced budget amendment. There's a fundamental difference here. Not only did we say what we're for, we voted for what we're for. That's a responsibility. Some people can vote at what they're against, but you got to say what you're for. This is too big an issue for America to face. It's not just America watching it, it's also the world. If we are going to continue to lead, you have to step up to the plate. So the responsibility from the House, once again, has proven the course that not only will say what we'll do, we'll back it up with votes and put it on the floor and send it to the Senate. The Senate has an action to take. If they do not like our action, they have to say what they're for.
In order to help create jobs, in order to save our nation from bankruptcy, the American people want to cut, cap, and balance. The House has done its work. Mr. Reid, if you don't like our plan, where's your plan? Mr. President, if you don't like our plan, where's your plan?
You know, there's a gang of 234 members in the House, a bipartisan gang of 234 members who passed a bill, cut, cap, and balance. And we believe that it is important to our economy. It's also important to protecting our excellent AAA credit rating. And we are anxious for the Senate to take action.
You know, our nation is at a historic pivot in its time, certainly in our history, and we are right at the edge of a financial cliff, if you will, and we're looking down over the side of the cliff. No rational person wants our nation to default. Certainly by what has happened in the House, we have put forward our plan, cut, cap, and balance. We know what we have to do. The American people know what we have to do, and the Senate now has to do what the House has done or offer their own plan, because this is a common sense plan, this is a measured plan, this is a bipartisan plan that's put forward by the House Republicans with quite a bit of support by Democrat colleagues as well. And so we call on the Senate now to act and to save our country, put us on the right path to fiscal prosperity and fiscal sanity.
Well, for me, this is a deja vu all over again, a Yogi Berra moment, just like back in the budget debate months ago. The House Republicans are the only ones that have passed a plan. And we have passed a debt limit increase and it's not only the best plan, it is the only plan. And all the Senate can do is demagogue our plan and refer to it as being too radical to consider. It cuts $111 billion out of the next fiscal year budget. That's like 8%, less than 8%. Every family in America, every small business has made an adjustment like that already to their books. What could be radical about that? It caps spending at 20%. Based on a 30-year average. If my kids set a goal to be average, would I consider that radical? And it requests a balanced budget amendment go to the states. Since when did letting the American people speak become radical? The Senate needs to pass cut, cap, and balance.
Since January, House Republican leaders have been telling rank and file members we have to pay our bills and cut up our credit cards. We've swallowed that. We have voted to raise the debt ceiling against our strongest wishes. We've also done it in a way that Standard & Poor's and Moody's said they needed. They need something structural to show the world that the full faith and credit of the United States means something. That's what cut, cap, and balance does. We have fulfilled our obligations. We're going to go upstairs and vote on matters including jobs, on our middle-income Americans to make their lives better. In the meantime, we challenge the Senate and the President. Either pass our plan or come up with your own. But the attention is not on the House anymore. Go stick your microphones in the faces of the senators and the president and say, we want to see your plan. The House is done.